Hi, Bobcats. In Chapter 18, we return to the study of thermodynamics, which was started back in Gen Chem 1. In Gen Chem 1, you looked at calorimetry and changes in enthalpy. In this chapter, we're going to add entropy and Gibbs free energy. And we're also going to see how all of this ties into the equilibrium constant for a chemical reaction. These are our learning goals or our objectives for this chapter. Along with delta H, we're going to introduce delta S and delta G, the entropy change and the Gibbs free energy change, and of course relate that back to our equilibrium constant. And back in Gen Chem 1, we picked up the first law of thermodynamics, which was about conservation of energy, and in this chapter we're going to add the second and third laws as well. To put things in perspective a little bit, I wanted to share how I think about kinetics versus thermodynamics. We often draw these energy level diagrams, which come from thermodynamics, but we use them in our study of kinetics. Thermodynamics is going to be involved with which direction is the reaction spontaneous? Is it spontaneous in the forward direction? Is it spontaneous in the reverse direction? And we'll only focus typically on the initial states and the final states. The things that we look at are what are called state functions, and they really only depend on where you start and where you end. Kinetics, on the other hand, is everything that comes in between the reactants and the products. It's all about the speed of the reaction, which is dependent upon the height of that activation energy barrier and the actual nature of that pathway that connects our reactants to our products. So in our earlier chapter on kinetics, we were really focused on this middle portion that's shaded in blue here. But now that we're looking at thermodynamics, we're back focused much more on where do we start and where do we end.